welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my returning subscribers. I hope you're all doing really well. So let's get into this reading today. I've got the archetype cards. We haven't used these for a little while. So what I tend to do with these is pick 4 cards which give us an aspect of your personality. So you'll know that this reading is for you because it will sound like you for what comes through on the cards. If it doesn't sound like you, but it sounds like someone that's on your mind right now, if that is what you're inquiring about, then do stick around because this reading could still be for you. So just take what resonates and let's get into it. So let's just see what we have for you today. Let's see what the cards are telling us today for you. Okay, so I'm going to pick these at random. Hedonist. A light attributes is inspire creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrate the beauty in yourself. The shadow attributes is pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So you may be either the light attributes or the shadow attributes or a mixture of the two. But it's basically when you kind of like really utilise that creative energy. You like indulgences, luxury, that kind of thing. And we have Prince. Light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power. Shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. Now this doesn't necessarily have to be a masculine. This could just be someone who is embodies this kind of energy. So you maybe like to romanticize your life in a way. It doesn't necessarily have to be with partners. It could just be that you like romantic things, you know, perhaps you like to decorate your home in a romantic way, or you enjoy romantic things. Okay, let's see what else we have. Child magical. Light attributes is seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Shadow attributes pessimism, depression and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Now, I do believe that sometimes with the child magical, you may be the kind of person that has perhaps had some kind of existential crisis in your life before, or, you know, just sort of struggle sometimes with being present in the world, you know, as a human being. Sometimes you want to be up here somewhere. Maybe you prefer to be in a state of meditation, dreaming. Perhaps you like to indulge in substances that elevate your consciousness in that sense. You may have quite a childlike way about you as well, and you see wonder in everything. That kind of goes with the Prince as well, because it's kind of like, you know, sort of if you went for a walk up the woods or something, you'd see the wonder in everything. You know, where somebody would just see a tree, you'd be sort of like, oh, you see all the patterns in it, and very creative kind of way of thinking. And slave. Light attributes is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Shadow attributes is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So a slave, so this could be somebody that you may feel more safe by having a power over you, and that could come from any kind of way at all. So perhaps you feel more safe in a job that you're locked into particular hours and days of the week, or patterns, rather than being self-employed, that kind of thing. But for some of you, it may be that perhaps you do feel that you struggle to make choices by yourself, and you like other people to make choices for you or decisions for you. Okay, so if those sound like your kind of personality or an aspect of your personality, then this reading is for you. If that sounds like someone that's on your mind right now, then again, just stick around because this will be something for you that you want to know. So let's get into the runes and see what the energy is on there today. We have daggers. We have radio. That energy does seem to be coming through at the moment in a lot of readings, collective readings. And ingwas. Okay, so there is some amount of illumination here to do with a particular direction, and it's something that you feel, or you've been it's being highlighted to you that you can trust this. You may have spent a lot of time within yourself thinking about this or wondering about this. And it's kind of, I do feel these attributes have started to come out more within you since you've been on this journey, since you have been actually opening your eyes to what is right in front of you. And it's almost like now you're starting to take some responsibility for the things that you really want in your life. Now, Rado is like the horse that you travel, it's like a vehicle that you travel through life with. And Rado is all about seeing the journey as the destination, not really thinking about the outcome. And I feel like that's where you're at right now, is you perhaps before held back from taking a particular direction because of the outcome, or worries about the outcome, or the outcome isn't going to work out for you. But something is guiding you now to just trust the process and not worry about the outcome. It's like you can travel on this road without knowing where it's going to lead. It's trusting, completely trusting. And that is opening you up into your magical child. It's really opened up that part of you that's like, I'm just going to trust this. I'm just going to trust this and see what happens. And it's almost got a little bit of, and it's bringing out that romantic kind of part of you as well, because it's making you feel like this is quite exciting actually. This is a new venture and I don't know where it's going to lead. So yeah, there's a lot to do with that. Now there is something that you feel you are a slave to, almost like it's got that kind of devil energy to it, where it's like you feel very tempted. There's a lot of temptation that you are struggling to not be tempted by, that feels like it's down this road, but there's an energy attached to that of a fear of you being wrong or being betrayed in some way, or things just not going to plan. But you're starting to take a step back from those thoughts. You're not allowing those thoughts now to hold you back. You're allowing yourself to travel on this journey. So let's get into the tarot and see. So what is this current situation that you're going through at this time? What is this about? What area of your life are we talking about? Okay. Okay, so your current situation is something to do with, you've been meditating on this, and this is why you've had this enlightenment. You've become, it's like a new day is dawning over something from the past, something that you've been thinking about, reminiscing about, that you may have not wanted to think about. You may have sort of been trying to block it. But the more you've sat with it, the more you've started to recognise and realise, actually, there's something about that. So what is it about that? Okay, so we've got the Magician on the bottom there in reverse. So this is sometimes about missed opportunities, okay? Something that wasn't quite completed. So what else do you have for you on that? To clarify that Seven of Wands and Six of Cups. Yeah, it's about you kind of taking a different perspective on something that, like, you've been looking at it one way, but now something has kind of just illuminated, there's another way to look at this, there's another way to think about this. And that's kind of where you've got it to now. And there may have been a fear of, I mean, say for instance, like you see this person hanging upside down. Now, if you'd have been sat upright and looking at something and thinking, oh, I don't see a way forward on this, I don't see this being a direction for me. But then suddenly you hang upside down and you see something completely different. But you may have had a fear of bending back or something. You may have had a fear of allowing yourself to kind of like let go in that particular position. Now I'm just using that as like a bit of an analogy there, but this is what it feels like has been happening here, is you kind of, instead of being pent up and holding back, something has sparked your thoughts around this that has awakened a belief of a new direction, a new way of looking at things, a new way of doing things. Okay. It's a bit like, say for instance, I've got an analogy now that's just popped in. Say for instance, you were on a rope swing outside a house, okay, and you knew you'd got to take a journey somewhere, but the car that you were supposed to go on the journey with, it's the tyres have blown or something. Okay, you've had a blowout and you've got no other tyre or anything like that, so you can't use that car. So you're there on your swing thinking, well, I'm just going to have to stay here because there's nothing else I can do, and I'm just looking at that and that's really irritating, but I can't do anything about it. But then you swing upside down and you notice that there's a push bike in the corner and you didn't see it there before. You didn't notice it there before. And even though you know it's going to take you longer probably and it's going to be harder work than getting in the car, it is still an option. It's something that you could use or take. Okay, so hopefully that helps. So that's your current situation right now, is about you seeing a different form of vehicle that's going to allow you down this path that you feel drawn to take, that you feel you can trust. Yeah. And this is off the back of some painful ending that you've been through. It's almost like you know you need to shift or change direction because you need to move away from something that has been very painful. It's a very painful ending that's had many different threads to it that have kind of pulled at your heart, but also your confidence as well. And I feel like someone is still going through healing the wounds of this painful ending. So that could be holding you back as well, because you're still feeling the pain of that. You're still trying to work through the pain of that. Let's see what else we have for you. I feel like the past 10 months could have been quite difficult for you around that. Yeah, so the challenge feels like at the moment, what you are heading towards, the direction that you're choosing to go down, is it's about like a balance in giving and receiving, and also something that's very stable and secure. And you've decided now, or you've realised that that's the way to heal these wounds, is to allow yourself to soften into a balance in giving and receiving. Okay, there is an exchange that needs to happen here, and it feels like you're ready for that exchange now. It's been a long time coming. It's taken some time to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10. So again, there's something about 10 that means something, and that could be a house number 10. I do feel like it is 10 months though. 10 months seems significant with you at this point, where you've come from something quite painful that's ended. You've seen a new direction to go in, but you kind of struggling to because of the past. But now you've been enlightened to a way forward with that. It's the dawn of a new day, and where things have gone quite slow and steady, you're now finding some balance, an ability to give and receive. Okay, let's see, what do you need to focus on at this point? What do you need to focus on? Okay, so it's saying about focusing on relationships at this time. There could be a particular relationship, friendship, or yeah, that is important to you at this time. And Spirit wants you to focus on this at the moment. So why is there focus on that? Why do you need to focus on that? Perhaps it's a particular friend at this time. There's something about Easter time as well with that. Easter is significant to do with this particular friendship. So 9 of Wands. Okay, this feels like you're focusing on this friendship because there's someone you feel that you see is struggling right now or been through a lot. Maybe that's because you've been on a similar path and you recognise this. There's a lot of like resilient energy with this though. Like the 9 of Wands is about someone that, you know, they keep getting up. Something knocks them down, but they keep getting back up again. But I feel that you want some kind of balance here, or you want to give something, some kind of stability and security. within this friendship, because you kind of see them still shining that light, still going, but maybe they need a little bit of support right now. Yeah, okay. There may have been some, there's an end to some kind of conflict here, or you've been unable to reach them perhaps, but now you feel like you're getting through. Okay, Two of Cups nearly tried to fly out then as well. So this could be to do with someone that's very special to you. Might not just be a friendship. So that focus on the Nine of Wands. What do we have? No way. So we've got the Five of Wands again coming out in that reverse position. So this is definitely significant on here. There's an end to a conflict with this person. Maybe you've been arguing, or you've been fighting, or you've been stuck in some kind of rut or battle, but there's an end coming to that now. It's not going to keep being like that. There's victory with this as well. If you've been looking for something to change within this, then this is what's happening. And that might be what Wyrd is talking about here, is about people taking responsibility for themselves, and trusting in that, being able, it's almost like feeling safe to kind of say, like, I know where I need to own up to something here, and allowing that to be the case. And that's on both sides. As you can see, like the black and the white horse there, it's like getting that balance to bring victory. There's a balance going on here within this friendship or relationship. I knew that was going to come out. It did keep coming out before, didn't it? But it feels like there's an energy of, whether it's this person or yourself, it feels more like it could be the other person, that like you want some kind of union, you want some kind of bond with this person, you want to kind of bring them closer, but they're not really paying attention to it, or they're not seeing it. You know, you're kind of seeing things very clearly now. You're seeing things really, really clearly, but you feel like this person isn't seeing things very clearly. Almost like they're stuck in their pain, and kind of like, you know, putting on a brave face. Maybe you've been like, you know, I'm all right, but you know that they're not all right. So I do sense that there's some kind of concern that you have for this person in your life. So, okay, why are they not paying attention at this time? What is that all about? Why are they not paying attention? Okay, it could be because they're maybe not very mature. This could be somebody younger than you, I feel. Maybe they just try to be a little bit happy-go-lucky, try and put a bit of a childish spin on things, try and make things light-hearted rather than deep. So they're trying to sort of protect their heart, I feel, or protect themselves by being more light and kind of like skirting around things. That could be to protect themselves, you know. Maybe they're feeling a little bit emotional at this time. Okay, we've got the Knight of Cups in the reverse position. So this is kind of like, I mean, both the Page of Cups is like, you know, someone that is a little bit naive in love. And with the Knight of Cups in reverse, this is kind of, again, suggesting that of, this is the most romantic night. So when it's in the reverse position, it's almost like perhaps this person is not accepting romantic gestures at this time. Perhaps you're trying to be romantic because that's in your energy, isn't it? Where was it? The Prince. You're trying to sort of bring some kind of love into this space for this person. You're kind of trying to bring that around them, and they're not seeing it, they're not feeling it, or they're not allowing the romance to come out. They're feeling a little bit stuck, like really they've been blocked, been feeling that, and not very confident as well. So it's almost like they've lost their confidence in themselves a little bit here. It feels like this person, their self-esteem could be quite low. It's weird, isn't it? This has gone like from you onto somebody else. But yeah, I do sense that you are quite worried about this person at this time. So what is the future of this? What do you need to know right now? future of this? Got the Four of Swords was trying to come out there, so it's almost like someone that needs rest, recuperation. Okay, the future of this is a desire fulfillment. There's a lot of sensuality with this card, a lot of contentment, and you know, it's a very happy card to come out, to be fair, for a future card. So there is a desire that's going to be fulfilled within this. So if that's what you were looking for, then that's what's going to happen for you. It's almost like this person, it feels like they will come round to this idea. If they've walked away in the past, or you feel like they're going to walk away, they will come back. They are going to come back. So what advice do we have for you? Okay. The advice here is about change. So making some changes. Something needs to change here. And that might be, again, what Radar is talking about is responsibility again. So once you make those changes as who's responsible for what, it almost feels like there's this friendship or something that you're both there for each other at times of need. But maybe this person's been there for you more in the past, and now it's your turn to be there for them. But they might be pushing you away, or not allowing you, or trying to put a brave face on things. They're not really telling you what they need, but you know you need to step forward. So it's almost like you're bringing some kind of sudden change to this. That's the advice that Spirit are giving, is for you to bring some sudden change. So what do you need to do? Sudden change in what? Sudden change with what? Okay, so some kind of clarity, some kind of truth here. So perhaps there's a change that needs to happen in you, basically just really spelling it out exactly what you want to say with your truth, okay? And that is going to allow them then to go, oh, okay, I get it. I hear you now. I really get it and see it. It's almost like they need that to bring this enlightenment, to bring this awakening. Now, daggers is like a daily cycle. And it's also, you know, talks about illusion. So this is about breaking illusion through communication. So it's breaking that illusion through communication. That is the sudden change that needs to happen on here in order for this to be the Nine of Cups. Okay. There is an element of that flexibility, that balance that needs to happen here as well. So it's almost like, you know, trying to just balance things out a little bit. And that's the thing, isn't it, with like yin yang, you know, any kind of duality, there needs to be that balance there. So it's allowing you to just kind of see if you're tipping too much this way, if you're giving too much, then you need to be more coming back, waiting for the receive, and vice versa. And it feels like that is what happens with you and this other person, is like you do seem to have this balance going on. But you haven't been in this position before, I don't feel. It's almost like you're in a different position now, as more needing to give something that you haven't had to give before to this person. They've normally given that to you, and that's changing things. It's making like they're struggling to receive it, and you might be a bit like, I don't know how to give it. Okay, but there is good news around this, and this is quite a fast energy, so I feel like this is definitely in the next couple of days, if, you know, at the longest over the next week, that things are going to change within this, and this desire is going to be fulfilled. Things are definitely changing. We've got that again on the bottom there. Okay, so what hopes and fears do we have on this? Something about things from the past, like sentimental thoughts and things that might be creeping in and creating problems in this way forward. Now, that might not be particularly about this actual situation, but it might be other things that, like what happened here, something happened here that hurt you. You know, the thoughts of that might be creeping in, that might be kind of pulling you back a little bit. That's what it feels like. Oh, okay. So, there's something about maybe you don't know if this person is single or not. Maybe you don't know if this person is with somebody else and you're wondering about that. Also, if they are stable in themselves, you know, in their environment, in their, you know, are they self-made? Are they kind of able to bring in their own money? That kind of thing. There's some kind of fear around that as well. But there's also that within yourself, as sort of like, you know, have I got everything I need for me? Have I got enough for me and my life? And it's there again on the bottom. It's definitely something about that. And I feel like that's actually about a little bit like loosening up and having some fun, if I'm honest. Okay. So this is now an energy of like somebody getting really fed up with themselves, of like just being, you know, this is kind of like having a victory over a mental thing. So if you've been really stuck in your head over something here, this is about you kind of finding a way forward on that. Feeling like you've got one over on the situation almost is what this feels like to me. So it's kind of like you're trying to see around the curtain to see, you know, but you want to win in this situation. There's almost like this feeling of I want to win this, like there's a prize or something. And on the bottom we have the 6 of Wands, which is that triumph and pride over something. So it's almost like there's a feeling of you need to win here. You need to, or you want to, like you've set yourself a goal and you've decided I'm going to achieve that. I'm gonna make that happen. Yeah, and you're taking a lot of pride with that as well with you. So that's more kind of like your hopes. And we have the Emperor that fell out there. So this is ultimate power. You know, he knows how to play a game through strategy and how to win through action, and confidence and stability. So this kind of energy is, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. This is what you're striving for, is that power. So it's almost like, where did we see it before? The slave kind of energy. You felt like this before. But now you're kind of, this whole situation is helping you to step into your masculine power. So whether you're male or female here, it doesn't matter. You've got that aspect within yourself of being able to take action, rational thought, that kind of thing. And that's the energy that you're with right now. And it's almost like having the ability and the energy to go, right, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it and take the bull by the horns almost and be like, right, I'm going in there and I'm going to sort this out. Yeah, there's an end to this kind of worry and stress that's been going on around this. It's almost like if someone's spending a lot of time upset or hiding away or trying to pretend things are okay when they're not, this is almost like somebody going, right, I'm going to pull the flipping curtain down now and we're going to expose all of this and we're going to sort it out. That's what it feels like. Okay, so what is the outcome on this? Okay, we've got the Ace of Cups that I saw it. So outcome, that's like a new beginning. And then the Ace of Pentacles. So whichever way you look at it, it's an ace. And the aces are all about offers and new beginnings and ventures. So this is kind of like a new venture and like the planting of a seed that is going to grow. And this is sometimes about somebody offering something. So I feel like this could be you making an offer towards this other person that is going to help them in feeling stable and secure. Now this could be, for some of you, it could be that someone is offering you something here, and that could be a gift that you're about to receive. It could be something on a financial level as well, so it could be like, you know, an amount of money that you might be receiving on there. There's almost an energy of you're not feeling too enthusiastic about it, or there's a fear around it, or a want to kind of like, a fear of running away almost, it feels like. Yeah, a fear of running away or wanting to run away. yeah, I feel like there's kind of like a fear of regretting going into something here. And that might be because it's going to open things up in emotion. It's going to open up a lot of emotion. You may be having conversations and things that are going to expose a lot that's going to create emotion here. It does feel like there is this situation going on here, this friend, and what you need to talk about on there. Perhaps there's that hurt going on, isn't there? Maybe an element of needing to revisit this as well for yourself. And you already have been, you know, you had this card at the beginning. You already have been kind of realising the things from the past that are affecting you right now. But there is this real want for letting go of the strain and the struggle and the burden from the past. You don't want to bring that forward with you. You want this kind of like fresh beginning, this fresh start that is emotionally fulfilling. It's full of love and support and encouragement, and a real balance of giving and receiving, you know. Let's see. Yeah, it's walking away from things that no longer serve. This could be any aspect of your life here that you're walking away from, and realising like, actually, you know, I don't need to carry that baggage around with me anymore. I don't need to allow myself to have something have a power over me that actually isn't serving its purpose anymore, doesn't empower me. You're using discernment here to realise what to walk away from and what the next part of your journey looks like. So let's get a final outcome on here. So a final outcome that we have. Let me get clarity on that one. I do feel there's a lot of discussion or things that are going to come out here. Okay, so we've got the outcome being, we had the 5 of Pentacles, but I clarified that with the Star. So someone might be losing hope at this time, might be sort of like feeling that all hope is gone, has been lost. But you got the Star, the wishing star. So if you're wishing for this, if you want this, stop thinking about what you might have lost. Stop thinking about what you don't have, and start thinking about what you do have, what you can bring, what is coming there. And we have the Empress on the bottom as well. So this is, you know, she's full of unconditional love. It's also interesting because we had the Emperor as well, didn't we? Where did he go? Did I put him back? Oh no, there he is. Which is a divine counterpart, the Emperor and the Empress. And as you can see, like, the Emperor is looking over at the Empress. It's almost like something's been noticed here, something's been realised. And she carries the seed of creation, you know. So this is like bringing the two together, the balance of the masculine and the feminine together for creation. So there is something being created here that is this new beginning. But it starts with that sudden change that needs to happen on there, within that fulfilling a desire. Okay, yeah, and then we have, so it's like a brand new idea that's coming in here. It's completely some kind of an epiphany and realisation, but it kind of needs to be spoken about. It needs communicating. So if that resonates with you and you would like a personalised reading, then please do get in touch. My details are down in the description box. And yes, thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Have a blessed evening.